Coming to you direct from Silencer Shop Studios, home of the Glass Case of Emotion.
SilencerShop.com, the easiest way to buy silencers online, period.
Stand by for education, enlightenment, enjoyment, and entertainment.
He's not here to talk about your feelings. He's not here to say what you want to hear. He's here to say what needs to be said.
Ladies and gentlemen, and children of all ages, please welcome your host, the pimp hand of America, Professor Paul Markle.
Hello and welcome back from the holiday week, or weekend, I guess that is. Yes, we were dark on Monday. We did not do a show, but we are back now. We have lots of shows. This is number 782. Since we started numbering them, which actually was the very beginning.
Yeah, kind of.
But we, in the beginning, they were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then it was part 1 and 2, or A and B. Was it A and B or?
No, what we were doing.
Do you remember, Jared, when we started doing like number 8 and 10, 11, were they A and B?
Or
part 1 and part 2?
I think part 1 and part 2 when we started doing 2 a week.
Yeah, there was a lot of episodes that were multiple episodes, but the same number.
Well, yeah, Zachary, who has to archive all of them, said that there are actually over 1,000 individual audio files.
I'll give you the exact number in just a moment.
Yes,
1,128.
Get the farfignugan right out of there.
And part of the inaccuracies come from, there was a very short period where we did 17 part 1 and 2, 18 part 1 and 2, 19 part 1 and 2, 23 part 1 and 2. So that messed with our numbers a little bit.
Okay, enough numbers. If you talk about numbers too much on radio, it screws
15,
people up and they're gone.
69,
so
100.
Shut up. All right, welcome back. Welcome to a brand new week. And we're going to be here today. And then tomorrow, we're going to start with the General Patton's Principles of Life and Leadership, Patton's Leadership Principles. And we're going to do some book study. In addition to talking about other things, we're also going to do book study. It's very important. Right now in the United States of America, our culture, our communities, our people are starving for leadership. We have politicians. We have way too many politicians, and we don't have anywhere near enough leaders. John McCain was not a leader. He was a politician. John McCain was more concerned about making sure that John McCain stayed in power than he was about leading the people of the United States of America. Hence the reason I don't give two fat rats rear ends about the memorial for John McCain. Although I will pose this question. If John McCain was as beloved as the media and the Democrats and the left wing and the government insiders as they're portraying him to be on television and so forth, why didn't he win the presidential election in 2008? I thought he was the most beloved. Was it 08 or 12?
It was
12.
He was the first one to go against Obama. And then no, backwards. It was Romney and then
No, it was right McCain. First? Yeah, and then it was Romney.
Okay.
So yeah, why didn't he get elected when he ran for president? I mean, to watch the footage that they're putting up all over the internet and television and so forth, he was the most beloved politician in the last 100 years. Why didn't all these Democrats vote for him? You know, someone should ask Jesse Jackson and Al Sharpton and Calypso Louis Farrakhan and Bill Clinton, all these scumbags that were there. They should ask them whether or not they voted for John McCain in 2008.
I have a theory.
What's that?
It's because he banned Donald Trump from his funeral.
Yeah, whatever.
If he hadn't, then no one would care.
Yeah. All right. So moving on. Congratulations to everyone who participated in the Sexy Can Contest. Or do we want to talk about the 10K giveaway thing yet? Or is that something we want to hold on to?
Jared?
Yes, we can talk about that. We are going to be doing a giveaway when we reach 10,000 followers on our Instagram page. That's studentofthegun.com/Instagram, or you can just search Student of the Gun on Instagram. And the prizes are TBA, but we will be doing a giveaway, and you don't have to be the 10,000th follower. We will just be picking winners or a winner at random of the 10,000 people that are following us.
Active followers on the Instagram page. And heads up, we will message you and you will have 24 hours to respond. And if you do not respond in 24 hours, we'll pick somebody else, and so on and so forth. How's that sound?
Which actually brings up a pretty good point, is that you have to make sure that your account will allow us to message you.
Yeah, that's something that we did not realize. And so go to studentofthegun.com/Instagram, or if you already have Instagram on your phone, just add Student of the Gun, start following us. 10K giveaway. That's what's called. 10K giveaway, 10,000 followers. Something that I did not realize or didn't think to mention when we started the Sexy Can Contest a month or so ago was that if your Instagram account is marked as private, what that means is any pictures or hashtags that you post are private and not searchable. What was happening is we would go in and we would search the hashtag Sexy Can Contest, and we would find what was there, and people were telling us, oh, well, I put the picture of mine up there, and we're like, well, I can't find it. I don't see it. What are you talking about? Well, the reason is because their accounts were marked as private. And if you want to have a private account, that's great. You're an American, do whatever you want, but you can't really, I can't follow. I know you're like, well, you should follow everyone. I can't follow every Student of the Gun listener. Right? There's no way that I can be assured that I'm following every single Student of the Gun listener. It's not possible. So when we do things like this, like the picture contest or the May contest or the caption contest or whatever, if you want to participate, that's cool. That's great. Fantastic. But if your account is marked as private, I probably won't see it. Zach probably won't see it. Jared probably won't see it. We won't see it. So it's, your friends will see it, but we won't. So there you go. All right. Don't forget about the fostech.us. That's FOSTECH.US. The Echo Trigger promo code. Save $75 when you purchase an Echo Trigger on their website and you put in the promo code SOTG. And it's only good until September 15th. So if you want to take advantage of it, get on it, freaks. All right. Congratulations to the Sexy Can Contest winners, and thank you to everyone who participated. And I'm going to tell you how we chose. Zachary and Jared.
Yes.
And I. And then Miss Nancy.
And Alex.
And Alex. All of us picked our top 3. And what Zachary did is he assigned 3 points to the top 2. Anybody who's number 1 got 3 points, number 2 got 2, and number 3 got 1.
Yes.
And then Zachary added up the aggregate score so that there would not be a tie or what. There was 5 people voting. So long story short, it wasn't just my favorite. It wasn't just Jared's favorite. It wasn't, it was a compilation of everyone's votes. And you guys all, I was a little bit worried at the beginning because we weren't getting a lot of photos in. And then towards the end, like the last week, they started pouring in.
Yeah, which is what we expected.
And
people ought to get their stuff in the dry, so on and so forth.
Yeah. You guys did a great job. You did a fantastic job. Everybody who participated deserves a pat on the back. And if you didn't participate, well, there you go. Zach, go ahead and tell our winners or our audience who the winners were.
All right. Going from bottom to top, we have in third place, who wins a pair of patches and a box of SWAT Fuel swag, is Kevin Wright. Congratulations. Just so you know, if you guys want to see these, there'll be links in the notes, and also we'll be posting on our social media. Just so you know.
Okay.
In second place, winning the $50 SWAT Fuel card and a box of stuff from us. I don't remember what it is.
It's up to you, man.
Joanna Lucas Monteleone. There we go. Congratulations to her. And number 1, the ultimate winner, first place with $100. Did I say SWAT Fuel a second ago? Or did I say Duracoat?
I don't know, but it's a Duracoat gift certificate.
Yeah, Duracoat. I think I might have said SWAT Fuel. Dirk winning the $100 Duracoat certificate is Christopher Umana. And the box from us.
Zach, did you type in the show notes Joanna?
Is that not what her name is?
No, it's Jolene.
Well, then, that's the thing. Okay, fine. Sorry. Jolene Lucas Montaglione. Hey, I got a lot of names to type down.
I got a lot of stuff. All right. Honorable mentions go to Chris Walken, Melissa Reddings, Mark A. Hyatt, and then a bunch of people just use their Instagram handles. And I don't know what your actual name is.
But go check out their account.
Know what your Instagram handle is. So honorable Instagram handle mentions go to Fixed Bayonet, Tactical.art, Earl Hollywood Designs, ATV Guide Services, and Free_Dominion. Free_Dominion?
Yeah.
Really? Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they submitted a thing.
All right. I don't. That sounds like a business one, but maybe they are business ones. Anyway,
I think it was a charity or something.
Okay. All right. So there you go. If we missed any, sorry, but you guys can go to Instagram or Facebook, mostly Instagram though. And I think in the future, what we're going to do is we're just going to do them on Instagram because Instagram is set up for hashtags and most of the other ones aren't really. So, but congratulations to everybody who participated. And if you participated, you really are a winner because now you have a super cool sexy can that's Duracoated and probably a gun or something else that you did too. A lot of guys, people did guns and then they also did a can.
And those who won slightly more than everyone else, we will be contacting you today or tomorrow or sometime soon.
You should have already gotten a message from Zach by the time you hear this.
By the time this comes up, I will have let you know. And we'll get your shipping information and all that so you can get your free stuff.
There you go. All right. What do we do every single Wednesday? Well, I'm glad you asked. We do a Brownells Bullet Points Guns and Gear segment, and we have a special theme song to go along with it. All right. You may not have known this, and I didn't realize it either until I went to the Brownells website, but September is National Preparedness Month. Now, I saw that, and I thought maybe it was just something that Brownells had come up with on their own, but no, it's an actual real thing. It is National Preparedness Month. And the U.S. government even has their very own website.
There you go. Is it as good as International Earth, Wind, and Fire Day?
I don't think it is. I don't think it's anywhere as good as International Earth, Wind, and Fire Day.
So it can't just be national because it's worldwide.
All of our friends who are listening to us from our former home area of Gulfport, Biloxi, Southern Mississippi, you're getting ready to get hit by Hurricane Gordon. Congratulations to you.
Probably why this month is the National Preparedness Month.
Well, yep. And when does hurricane season officially start, though?
Today.
No. Shut up. It starts in June. So it's been going for a while. But all of the hard hurricanes are usually middle of the alphabet hurricanes. Think about it, like Ike and Isaac and Katrina and, the I's, G's, kind of middle. Very rarely will a bad hurricane be an A, B, or C or towards the end of the alphabet. Usually it's the middle of the alphabet. And Labor Day weekend, Gordon is a little bit late this year, but Labor Day weekend normally, and I can tell you this because I lived on the Gulf Coast of the United States for a long time, Labor Day weekend is generally the high water mark for hurricanes hitting. Trina hit Labor Day weekend. Gustav hit Labor Day weekend. I think it was either Ike or Isaac, one of those hit. So, when I was living down there in Gulfport, oh man, is Jim Cantori in Gulfport? I think he is. I think Jim Cantori, Jared, is in Gulfport. I've got the weather open here, or the weather.com, and I'm pretty sure I just saw a video of him standing on the pier behind the Beau Rivage.
Uh-oh. You know what that means?
That or he was, Or he might have been down by what's the one where they have the outdoor venue where you go to see concerts and stuff? Where you guys went to see Kid Rock?
The amphitheater.
What? No.
Is that what's
It's not an amphitheater, you dork.
What's it called?
It's a park, Jones Park.
Jones Park.
I think he might have been standing on the pier off of Jones Park. But anyway, if Jim Carantori comes to your place, run.
The irony of that is that the hurricane is called Hurricane Gordon, and pretty much the entire Alex's side of the family that's coming up for the wedding, their last name is Gordon.
They're Gordons.
Yeah, so not like that he's going to get hit by Hurricane Gordon too.
All right, so Brownells, and you said, well, why is Brownells? Why are they commemorating National Preparedness Month? Well, in case you've been living under a rock for the last year or two, or at least 2 years, in case you've been living under a rock, Brownells has a section on their website that's called Emergency and Survival Gear. And they've had it for a while. And it's kind of one of those things that gets lost because they have so much ammo and scopes and guns. But they also have emergency and survival gear. And so what we're going to do for the month of September, I made this executive decision, is each week, 4 weeks, we're going to talk about a category from the emergency and survival gear section because it is National Preparedness Month. And you know what's crazy? Jared, did you know that September was National Preparedness Month?
No, I did not.
And you know what launches and what comes out the 1st of October, right?
Yeah.
Game of Thrones.
No.
Oh.
No. Isn't that weird?
Yeah, that is interesting.
It would come right on the heels of National Preparedness Month.
Is this a thing we're not talking about?
No, there's going to be a novel that's released.
Oh, right. Yeah. I'm stupid. Yeah, that.
Yeah.
What's the title of the novel again?
Black Autumn.
There you go.
Black. Why's it got to be black, man? So this week we're going to talk about food. Food. Most Americans are very detached from where their food comes from because thanks to the internet and distribution warehouses and shipping and trucking and modern convenience, nobody ever worries that they're not going to be able to find food or that they're not going to I've got money and I've got my credit card, I got my bank card, so I'm just going to go to the 24-hour Walmart or whatever because it's always open and I'll never have to worry about it. I don't need to store food in my house. That's silly until you can't. And something else that you need to understand or realize is that because of distribution systems and distribution centers and trucking and modern inventory control, every time you buy something from a grocery store or Walmart or whatever, they scan it and it immediately removes it from existing inventory and it adds it to the order that needs to be placed, right? You guys understand that?
I mean, good systems at least.
Yeah, good systems. A good system will do that.
Unlike one we know.
And so that the system will say, hey, they just had a Walmart in wherever you live, Smithville, USA, just had a run on blank, and they're all out of stock. So the distribution center will send them blank, or grocery stores, right? So because of that, when I was growing up, every grocery store, every major store, didn't matter what it was, had a back room or a building or a warehouse. And the stuff that was for sale was out front, but all the other stuff that they were using to stock the shelves was in the back. And they would go from the warehouse up front, sell it, and they'd bring the new stuff into the warehouse and so on and so forth. Local warehousing is a thing of the past because, with all our modern convenience and the coolness of the internet, inventory control and all that, what companies and corporations have figured out is, well, we don't want a bunch of inventory sitting around because that's money. So rather than do that, We will just order it continuously. What does that mean for you? That means if Hurricane Gordon comes ashore as a Cat 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever, and floods out the highways, destroys electrical stations, takes down wires and stuff, that your local stores will have about 3 days worth of food at any given time for the population. And when it's gone, it's gone. What happens if the hurricane hits and you can't get trucks in, or you can't even open the store because there's no electricity for 7 days or longer? How are you going to do that if you only have 3 days worth of food? Yeah, exactly. Do you want to go and stand in line for hours like a communist in Russia, waiting for your turn to buy, cans of beans and bread? No, I don't. I know you don't. There are lots of options as far as food is concerned. And what I want to talk about is there's 3 basic categories of long-term storage food. You've got your MRE military style food. And the great thing about MRE military style food is, not only is it long lasting, but you don't have to cook it or add water. You just have to open it and eat it. That's it. And MREs are not packaged in metal. They're not packaged in cans. So they're relatively easy to pack in backpacks and so forth. But they are expensive because of the way they're designed. Then you have canned goods. Canned goods are not expensive compared to MREs, but they're heavy. You're probably not going to fill a backpack with 7 days worth of canned goods. If you do, it's going to be pretty darn heavy, right? But you can store those in your home, and they're easy to come by. Every store has canned goods, right? Now, the third category is your dehydrated or freeze-dried food. Now, the great thing about the freeze-dried food is it's super lightweight, and you can store a ton of it in your home or in a backpack or in an emergency container or whatever. But the downside is, unless you have a ready water supply, it's going to be really hard to prepare that stuff. You're just going to have envelopes full of freeze-dried powdered food that you're going to be chewing on, and that's not going to be any fun for you. So, and it requires preparation, whereas an MRE doesn't really require preparation. You just open the package and eat it. Canned goods, same thing. You can open it and eat it cold if you have to. But your freeze-dried food has a required preparation time, and you're going to have to be able to heat water to boiling and have good, clean water to put in it. So when it comes to emergency food, my recommendation to all of you freaks out there is to put your eggs in 3 different baskets. Some people they're like, everything's going to be MREs. I have MREs here and there and everywhere. Okay, that's pretty expensive. That's a pretty expensive option. Now, something about MREs that you should know, generally they have a 10-year shelf life if they're just sitting in a cardboard box on a shelf in a warehouse. But if you get them, bring them to your home and put them in your deep freeze, your zero chest freezer, they will last pretty much forever. Until the electricity goes out, and then they thaw, and then they're still good for 10 years. So that is good to go. You can freeze MREs, you can deep freeze them, and it extends their usable life a long time. Anything you get as far as food, I would mark it. This is one of the tasks that my daughter had when she was still living at home, was that she would take a marker and she would put the expiration date on the tops of the cans so we could rotate them out continuously. You're going to want to do that. Freeze-dried food is good for a long time. Keep it out of the sunlight, keep it out of the heat, keep it out of the moisture, and it'll last you pretty much forever. So the 3 categories of emergency food are, you've got your canned goods, which are readily available and relatively inexpensive, but super heavy. You've got your MREs, which are good because you don't have to prepare them. You can eat them cold if you want to, or you have to, but they're relatively expensive. And then you have your freeze-dried food, which is lightweight. It's easy to carry. It's easy to store. but it requires preparation and water and heat. You need to be able to heat up water to boiling to do that. So this month, or this week, that is, for National Preparedness Month, we're going to talk about your food category in the Brownells Emergency and Survival Gear. And what Zachary did for you guys is he put the link in the show notes. So you just open up the show notes, go to the Brownells bullet points, click the thing that says food, and it takes you there. And believe it or not, Brownells has every one of those things that we just talked about. They have the MREs, they have the freeze-dried food, and they even have some specialty canned goods stuff like tactical bacon and things like that.
Yeah. That stuff that you told me when we first ever got it, that it was just grease. I remember that.
I thought, all right, I will admit that when DPMS did that as a promotional, no, CMMG did the tactical bacon as a promotional tool about 5-6 years ago. And I thought that in the can was gun grease, was grease, right? I didn't realize that there was actually edible bacon inside of it, but we opened it and we ate it. And it was pre-cooked, and
It was pretty tasty as well.
yeah. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you to our friends at Frog Lube for allowing us to lube our guns and keep them clean and working. And if you would like to purchase some Frog Lube, you can go to Brownells and do it, or you can go to froglube.com and do it, or get Frog Lube anywhere your favorite lubricant products are sold. It's green, it's minty fresh. It's a U.S. veteran-owned company, and it is extreme. Century Arms, the makers of the C39V2, the RAS-47, the Underfolder. Don't forget about the Underfolder. That's a supervillain from the new, isn't it from the new Incredibles movie?
Yeah, the Underfolder.
The Underfolder.
You still haven't seen the new Incredibles movie?
No, I haven't. And of course, the all of the Canic pistols, the Canic pistol line and ammunition and so forth, go to centuryarms.com. Duracoat we talked about at length already. So, but I will remind you that if you would like to not have an ugly gun, you can go to Duracoat Firearm Finishes, like everyone who participated in the Sexy Can Contest did. DuracoatFirearmFinishes.com. And SWAT Fuel. We want you guys to have a sharper body. I'm sorry, a sharper mind and a stronger body. Stronger body and a sharper mind.
Again, both work.
Both work. You can have a sharp body.
Ways.
Yeah, and a strong mind. But sharper mind, stronger body. Go to swatfuel.com. Use the promo code SOTG. And you're going to save yourself some cash. And that's a good thing. And something else that a lot of people don't probably think about. But in the aftermath of a crisis, an emergency, hurricanes, disaster, whatever, you're going to be stressing. Your body's going to be stressed more than normal. It's just, I mean, it has to. It's things are changing. The disaster, very few people can just take a nap through a disaster, right? So how do you keep your body going strong? Multivitamins. And if you need that extra oomph, the 9mm plus P could be there for you. And we didn't even talk about it, but protein powders, depending on what you're eating, let's say that your emergency food is a ton of carbohydrates. And let's face it, most emergency food is a lot of carbohydrates. Because why, Jared? Because carbohydrates are expensive, or because they're not?
Because they're not.
Because they're not. And that's great. I mean, it's calories, but if your emergency food, if your emergency cupboard is filled with rice and beans and this and that and you know, SpaghettiOs, your body needs protein to balance it out. You can't just eat carbohydrates continuously. And an easy way to make sure that you have protein on hand is a protein powder that you can just mix up and drink to keep your protein up and rebuild your muscles.
Yep. And especially if you're like for go bags and stuff like that, you can definitely put a bag of protein powder in there rather than carrying around cans of beans. I think the powder would probably be a little bit lighter.
Yeah, you think? All right. So we hit all those. Now it is time to go to our special Student of the Gun Homeroom, SOTG Homeroom, which is brought to you every single week by our good friends at Crossbreed Holsters. right. Dangerous by Madison Rising. Dangerous. The main topic of Student of the Gun Homeroom is how to be dangerous on demand. Now, before I get into the main topic of today, I want to remind you guys, if you go to crossbreedholsters.com and use the promo code SOTG18, you'll be able to save yourself some money on your holsters and accessories and belts and all that stuff. Let's talk about how to be armed in gun-free zones. First of all, there are two kinds of gun-free zones in America. There are suggested gun-free zones, and there are enforced gun-free zones. You know, when people say, well, you know, you can't or you're not allowed, there are two A words that we focus on. We focus on allowed or able. And able and allowed are not the same thing. Okay. But let's say that you are in, there's a suggested gun-free zone, and then there's the forced or enforced gun-free zone. What can you do and what should you do? Well, step number one, you should always have there's the four, right? We've got lethal, sharp, bright, medical.
And what's the
fundamental four?
Fundamental four. There we go.
The fundamental four. Lethal, sharp, bright, and medical.
And
you say, well, I you know, this is an enforced gun-free zone.
Yeah.
And I cannot take my lethal in there. Okay. Can you take your pocket lifesaver kit with you? Yes. I'm going to tell you this. If you are attempting to enter a place and they try and take your emergency medical gear away from you, or number one, if they ask you why you have that, tell them that you have a very serious medical condition. And they say, well, what is that medical condition? And you say, if I lose too much blood, I will die. That is your serious medical condition.
There you go.
That is why you have that kit.
Exactly.
If I lose too much blood, I'll die. And if they say, we don't care if you die, you can't bring that in here. Well, you can live your life however you want it. There's no way I would go there. You're not a slave. You're not an indentured servant. Well, I mean, some people are slaves. People live in California and New Jersey and places like that. But if you're not a slave and someone tries to take, like flashlights, they try and take away your flashlight. You can't have that. I have a medical condition. Well, what's your medical condition? I can't see in the dark. I'm serious. I want you guys out there to use that. People say, "What do you have that for?" I have a serious medical condition. What? Yeah, if it's too dark, I can't see.
Yeah, you could say night blindness for.
I have night blindness.
Technical term.
Yeah, I have night blindness. You do? Yeah. If it's dark, I can't see, so I have to have that for my night blindness. Now, there are many ways for you to have a tool on your body that is non-metallic, that is non-ferrous metal. You guys can do whatever you want. You live your lives like you want to. Cold steel. Let me see. I'm going to go to Cold COLDSTEL Special products. There's a website called Cold Steel Special Projects. And if you go there and but it's weird. It's called LTS Spec Pro. And that's short for Lynn Thompson's Special Projects. Jared, do you know why they have special projects?
No, I do not.
Okay.
For fun.
Because sadly, see, Lynn Thompson, I think we may be going on 30 years, but it's at least 25, probably going on 30. I don't know the total history of Cold Steel, but more than 25 years ago, Lynn Thompson started his company, and he started out there and headquartered it in the communist state of California. Unfortunately, over the last 25 years, California has become more and more and more and more communist. And so many of the things that Cold Steel manufactures, or that they want to manufacture, They can't and won't in California. So I think Special Projects, if I'm right, is headquartered out of Arizona. So in Arizona, you can have cool stuff, right? Yep, Phoenix, Arizona. So you can have cool stuff in Arizona. My point is this: they make things. They make lethal / sharp things that you can get from cold steel that are not made of ferrous metal. If you be digging what I be squealing. Do you think people be digging what I'm squealing there, Jared? Or do I need to squeal louder?
I think maybe you need to squeal a little louder.
Well, you know, it sometimes I just assume that people are smart enough to understand, and I find out that they're not. Oh. So, gun-free zones. There are two types of gun-free zones. There are enforced gun-free zones, and then there are suggested gun-free zones. And there, you live your life like you want to. Here, it's called the FGX Foxtrot Gulf X-Ray Push Blade, and it is non-ferrous metal. It's so scary. This piece of reinforced polymer, Jared, it's so scary that it is not legal for residents of Canada, weak, the UK, weak, Australia, weak, and this surprises me. It also says New Zealand. I thought New Zealand had a little bit more stones than that, but yeah, it's this reinforced polymer is so scary that people in Canada are forbidden to own it. You got to be proud to be so weak that your government won't allow you to own a piece of plastic. No plastic for you, peasants. Oh, but they will set metal detectors off, Jared. You know why? Because they have that steel ring on them.
Oh yeah,
because it's impossible to take that ring off with a pair of pliers.
Yeah,
it's impossible. I don't know how anyone could do it. Maybe Thor Bjornsson can do it. Hop Thor Bjornsson. Your mom was really excited this week because she watched a YouTube video where Hop Thor Bjornsson won the World's Strongest Man contest.
She just saw that.
Yeah, well, the one where he has to where they race and he has to pick up the anvil and the safe and the this and the that and so forth. So she watched that this weekend. She was very excited.
Oh yeah,
because I interrupted her and she said, "Hey," she goes, "You interrupted me. I'm trying to find out if he wins or not." I'm like,
funny.
He wins. But it was close. It was close. So if you're going to be in a gun-free zone, there are suggested gun-free zones, and then there are enforced gun-free zones. Free zones. You're an American, do whatever you want, but when it comes to the fundamental four, you absolutely have no excuse not to have a med kit. You have no excuse not to have a flashlight. Oh, I told me I can't. I'm not allowed. Okay. Something sharp, and then there's something lethal. Live your life the way you want to, but there are ways for you to live your life and still be an armed citizen. Okay, time for me to sip some water and let Alex talk.
Attention, new listeners. We produced a complimentary online training course called 7 Training Tips That Could Save Your Life. Get instant access by joining the Student Lounge for free at studentofthegun.com. Do you watch Student of the Gun TV, read the blog, and follow us on Facebook? If you answered no to any of these questions, you are wrong, but you can easily fix yourself. Go to studentofthegun.com to find everything SOTG.
Okay, main topic of today, that psychotic little scumbag piece of crap in Jacksonville, Florida, that decided to shoot up the Madden football video game thing. Did you guys know that he lied on his forms, on his 4473? He lied and got guns in Maryland. And you said, but doesn't Maryland have some of the strictest gun control? Aren't they proud that they have really super strict gun control in Maryland? Yeah. But when you lie and you say, well, don't they have waiting periods and stuff? Yeah. Don't they have magazine restrictions? And yeah. Don't they have an assault weapons ban? Yeah. But when someone is a psychotic little piece of crap like this one was, they take their time and they plan it out. Bad people will always get guns. Always. And what's pathetic about this situation that happened in Jacksonville is now did you see this, Zach? You should have seen this because you're in the know.
Probably depending on what you're about to talk about.
Well, they're trying to get the gamer crowd on board with the anti-gun movement now. The anti-gun movement is trying to recruit the gamer crowd.
I know.
To say, see, if we had more gun control in America, this never happened.
However, I think there is a good thing about that, which in that people who are really dedicated to video games know that it's not the thing, it's the person.
You think they're smart enough to realize that?
We've been doing this since Mortal Kombat and Doom. The video games cause violence thing.
Mm-hmm.
Well, like most of the gamer community is in the thing of like, no, it's the person, it's the people's.
Well, yeah, and that's the thing is the same people that want to ban guns are like Rear Yi rocket launcher.
Exactly.
Leland rocket launcher Lee.
Who hates video games as well.
Was it Yi? Leland Yi?
Leland Yi.
Leland rocket launcher Yi.
Yeah.
Who not only did he hate guns, unless he was selling them to the Chinese mafia,
he also hated
video games too. He wanted video games banned. He was an anti-video game, anti-gun. He was a pandering piece of filth.
So, like what I'm saying is, I'm pretty sure that the video game crowd won't. Most of them, at least, will not get in on this.
Yeah,
I like to think so, at least.
Well, and I also have read several stories that said the facility and the event that this took place, this attack took place in, was a gun-free zone. But if it was a gun-free zone, how did this psychotic little crap bag get a gun in there and do bad stuff? Do you mean that evil people will always be evil and they will find a way to do bad things? Yes, that's what I mean. If we only had more laws, people wouldn't break the law. So let's just say that you or your teenagers, your kids or whatever are going to be in these places. And the reason I brought this up was to point out, so you can tell all your friends and family and people that are listening, are, see, this just proves that we need to seriously address guns in America. And you can say, this little psychotic crap bag who was on drugs, he was on psychotic medication, lied, went through the background checks in a slave state where they're super proud of all their gun control. So tell me, Uncle Jim, Aunt Sally, whatever, how will more laws and more gun control stop things like this from happening? They have the background checks, the waiting periods, the assault weapons bans, the magazine capacity limits, all of that stuff. And he had to go through. He had to do the 4473, and he filled it out, but he lied. Oh, we need to make a law that makes it illegal for people to lie on a government form. Yeah, that's what we need to do. We need to pass a law that makes it illegal to lie. Or human beings could be responsible for their own safety and protection and well-being. And we could quit coddling these little psycho a-holes and deal with them.
Yeah, but that's hard. That takes effort.
No. The answer is more laws. No, the answer is not more laws. Ladies and gentlemen, this example, and they're really trying to dance around this. The media's they're doing a serious dance because they love pushing gun control. But when they push this story, apparently this guy, had been on Reddit and socialist media. He was an anti-Trumper. Did you know that? Surprise. So a liberal socialist puke bag who was doped up on psychotic medication bought guns in a slave state to kill people. So they're doing a real serious tap dance around this because, on one hand, we want to push gun control. And on the other hand, we don't want to push it too hard, because if we push the story too hard, it'll show that all of these, Nanny Bloomberg, Sandwich Maker, all these initiatives that they want, universal background checks and blah, 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 that none of it works. It never has. And they don't want to admit that. They don't want to admit that all those wonderful gun laws in Maryland don't work. So they got to be real careful. But ladies and gentlemen, that is the fact. The fact of the matter is that this scumbag lied. He falsified the forms. He went through all the hoops that you have to jump through in a slave state, and it didn't stop him, because it's not the gun. It's evil humans. And you need to prepare yourself in the eventuality that you have to deal with an evil human. And how do we do that? Well, we talk about it all the time. Training, education, mindset, the fundamental four, being prepared to deal with evil wherever evil might be. Because you're not going to get a postcard. No one's going to send you a memo and say, P.S., I'm going to attack you and try and kill your family today. You just have to be ready. All right, that is it for today's episode of Student of the Gun Radio. Thank you for joining us. Tomorrow, we will do bonus hour part 1. That's right, for the grad program members, bonus hour part number 1. Oh, don't forget, if you guys are members of the grad program and you want to do a ham radio class, our friend Drew has been doing ham radio classes as part of the Student of the Gun grad program Discord. That is another added benefit to being a member of our grad program.
Yes,
that's a pretty cool thing.
We have access to the Ryan Barker uploaded the videos of those classes, so they're going to be available in the student lounge.
That's fantastic. And if you would like to join us for the grad program, if you'd like to be a member of the Student of the Gun grad program, go to getsotg.com, follow the instructions, getsotg.com, follow the instructions, and you can do it. So we'll talk to you guys later. Remember, you're a beginner once, a student for life.
We appreciate your reviews. If you haven't left a review or updated yours recently, head on over to Facebook, iTunes, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, or your favorite podcast player to voice your opinion. Don't forget to join us at the Student Lounge, a place for like-minded individuals to learn, connect, and support each other. No chicanery will be tolerated. Remember to check studentofthegun.com daily for new, free content and giveaways. Watch, listen, read, shop, and connect at studentofthegun.com. Are you a social butterfly? Connect with us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter for new content each and every day at Student of the Gun. Watch Student of the Gun TV and videos from our trusted partners on Roku, Apple TV, Amazon Fire TV, Chromecast, and even AirPlay. Go to studentofthegun.com for direct links, and remember, you're a beginner once, a student for life.
All right.
Yep.
Is Dead still sitting there?
Yeah, we're also here.
Okay.
Can you see the video?
I have a fighting fitness thing for tomorrow. I have a list of stuff, but do you have anything that you want to talk about?
Not necessarily, in specific.
You want to take a 5-minute walk around?
Yeah, I want to walk around a little bit, but
I'm going to walk away.
you can go ahead and Jared, you're going to add that?
Add
your topic.
Yep. Okay, I just wanted to make sure that you didn't address anything specific. All right. take 5 minutes or so, and then I'm going to disconnect from this call. I'll send in the link for the next one.
All right.